Tonight, fire crews continue to battle the Bighorn Fire burning through the Catalina Mountains. The lightning-caused fire has burned over 51,000 acres, growing by 14 square miles to 80 square miles overnight. Containment on the fire dropped from 19% this morning to now 16%. There's over 900 personnel working this fire, including hotshot crews, hand crews, and aviation crews. Tonight, several communities are still being told to evacuate. Those communities include Mount Bigelow and Lower Soldier HOA, the community of Summerhaven, Willow Canyon, and Pepper Sauce Canyon to High Jinks Road and Campo Bonito, which are all in the go stage. Portions of the Catalina Foothills, Golder Ranch, and the community of Oracle are in the set phase, and parts of Oro Valley and the foothills are in the ready stage. 2 evacuation centers are open for those impacted by the fire. Saguaro High School and Canyon Del Oro High School will be open from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. as long as evacuation orders are in place. Firefighters today turn their focus back to protecting the Mount Lemmon community of Summerhaven. News 4 Tucson's David Kelly joins us now with a look at how the crews were creating a buffer around the resort town. David.
Hey, Denelle, you mentioned all of those hotshot crews that are working this Bighorn Fire. And one of the things that the hotshots do is they lay down fire lines. Here is essentially what laying down a fire line looks like. Crews clear as much burnable brush, aka fuel, as they can to create man-made breaks in the fire's path. Hotshots have been making these hand lines, as they're called, all around the community of Summerhaven. Today they were focused on the southern side, creating a fire line that begins up near what is known as Radio Ridge and then starts to burn back towards the main blaze. They actually set it on fire, it burns back toward the main blaze, and that's how they try to get rid of all that fuel.
These guys have been in here for days. They've got their lines in, they're very comfortable. We've got everything set up structure protection wise to protect these values, to create that buffer in there.
Today they started burning that ridge line down. It is going very well. They're having good effects. The plan is for them to continue down almost to the Marshall Gulch area.
And we're told that that burn back process went very, very well. At the moment, there are no immediate issues to the town of Summerhaven. Now, as far as Ventana Canyon, which you continue to see right there behind you, that essentially, as we told you on Saturday night, burned itself down to the lower Sonoran Desert scrubland and thus burned itself out. However, as you continue to see up there, crews are monitoring what you do see up high. We've got you covered here in Ventana Canyon. I'm David Kelly, News 4, Tucson.
As the Bighorn Fire grows, so does the amount of resources used to fight it. News 4 Tucson's Marc Mingura spoke with fire officials on what leads to an incident fire management team taking over a fire and their role in fighting it.
Each fire is assessed by the initial first responders, and at that point, it's determined whether or not they have the capability to effectively fight the fire. The Bighorn Fire was originally classified as a Type 3 fire, but quickly moved to Type 1. Bringing in the incident management team that deals with the most complex fires. The team acts as a central nervous system for the firefighting efforts, bringing in more resources such as firefighters, trucks, and taking over organization, planning, and assignments for everyone on the scene.
With this Type 1 team, there is a lot of complexity, a lot of levels, a lot of layers, but the communication is the most important part. And it's been great, the level of communication on this team.
Crews from all over the western United States have assisted with the effort. Sunday evening, the fire grew to over 51,000 acres with over 900 personnel working on it. Members on the management team are working up to 16-hour days for 14 days straight.
They're always working. Every morning we have a ops briefing that lines out the priorities for the day, and then every evening there's a planning session.
The current team managing is one of 2 Southwest area Type 1 teams, and they say communication is the most important part to make sure everybody has the right info at the right time to make the right decisions.
Organization and planning are key factors to making sure the team is running effectively, and they do that very well. They have multiple layers, everybody's looking at different angles, and then they come back together and create the plan.
When they make their daily plans, it is a group effort to make sure they're doing everything they can. We've got you covered from Catalina State Park. I'm Marc Mingura, News 4 Tucson.
A base camp inside Catalina State Park has been set up for firefighters working around the clock to contain the fire. News 4 Tucson's Austin Walker gives us an inside look at the camp.
There's not any s'mores around the campfire or late night sing-alongs, but base camp looks like you would think. They say base camp is like any normal camp. You have the tents where you sleep. They have their own version of a mess hall where they get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And finally, they have portable showers. But don't worry, everyone is social distancing.
This pile is a pile that we return to our cache.
Everyone has a purpose. Firefighters are already gone for the day, making the 3-mile-long hike up the mountain. And everyone else has their service project.
Yeah, feel free.
Jamie Koppel is working at the base camp, making sure each firefighter has enough of everything.
We go from everything to the firefighting tools to all the personal protective equipment, the Nomex pants and fire shirts, gloves, eyeglasses, all the safety things. Meals, the rations, MREs that we use.
Officials say crews are working in scorching temperatures for sometimes 16 hours.
Good, yeah, this is a busy assignment. I mean, you know, there's not a lot of downtime in the middle of the day.
But after the long day, people can agree the firefighters do this because they love it.
I would say the morale overall has been really high and very positive with our firefighters.
And while they aren't earning merit badges, Koppel has something else up his sleeve.
Right as we were talking, we were planning to do a pizza party for the camp crew.
It's not as easy as pitching a tent, but base camp is a place where at the end of the long day, everyone can come together. We've got you covered from Catalina State Park. I'm Austin Walker, News 4, Tucson.
We'll have continuing coverage on the Bighorn Fire every day until fire crews have a handle on the flames. Be sure to stay with News 4 Tucson on air, online, and on your mobile device for the latest on evacuation orders and other Bighorn Fire information.